All right, how's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
Oh, man. So,
Morning.
Buckeyes game, Saturday.
Wah, wah, wah.
What in the world happened?
Secondary, just sucking, man. more than football itself.
Chad, did you watch the game?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. You a big football guy?
I'm more of high school football.
Yeah.
Once they get past that, to me, it becomes more of money and status, and I just want to have fun.
Right.
I don't live
Right.
my life for the glitz and glamour. I live about having fun today.
Because now college, though, you can get paid.
That's exactly right.
You can get paid now in college.
Not that I'm against it. Not
Yeah.
that I'm against it at all. But high school football, I mean, they're all fighting for the lights and fighting for mom and dad in the stands, and that's what's important to me.
They get paid in college now?
Yeah. Well, essentially, I mean, that's basically, they can be represented by an agent, and they can receive endorsement deals.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't know
Going
that.
back to college now.
Yeah.
Do you have a shot?
I mean,
Adam's going out for kicker.
when I did, I had no. Back then, I probably had a shot, but now it's gone. Don't pay me now. You guys missed your shot.
So, and then Adam went to, because you're wearing the shirt this morning, I see.
Yes.
So Adam,
Circus.
yeah, Adam went to Electric Circus concert on Saturday.
It was awesome.
How was it?
They were all cover music, of course, but it's all 80s like rock. So like Poison and Journey and oh man, it's all the greats. And
I got the Snapchats and I could barely hear. Like you told me your ears were ringing on Sunday.
they're still ringing. Like can you turn me up? I can barely hear you guys. No, but it's still, my ears are legit still ringing. We were really close, but they were awesome. They were really good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was wanting to go. We weren't able to go, but yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was really fun.
Like I said, just from seeing the Snapchats, it was do they have their own personal light show?
I think they do. I didn't ask, but they do have someone running all the lights and stuff like that, and they did a really good job too.
It looked like it.
It looked really good.
Now back to these Buckeyes though. Mm-hmm. CJ Stroud, real quick. What'd you think?
Oh, you're asking me? That's the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I know he's a freshman and everything, but I mean, he's always got room to grow.
He needs the experience.
I
That's what I was saying too.
What I don't understand is I heard Master Teague's name one time, and that was because they were wondering why he wasn't being thrown to.
But he's non-existent right now. I think that.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, the that freshman running back, that Trayvon Henderson, I think his name is, the dude that ran the 72-yard touchdown run and then went like that in the end zone. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the feature back now.
Well, I also didn't see. I saw Olave maybe twice. I saw that number 11.
Yeah, Smith and Jegba.
Yeah,
yes,
he did really good. But our secondary,
I could be butchering that, by the way.
Yeah, I wanted you to say it. I would have destroyed it. I don't know his name, but yeah, he did all right.
So, Chad, tell us a little bit about your weekend, man.
Family. I shouldn't say recently a grandfather, but my grandchild is over a year old now. I think he was like born 2 weeks ago.
You're a grandpa?
Jeez.
I am. I am a grandpa, and up before he was born, I thought, man, this is just crazy. There's no way that I'm old enough to be a grandpa. I wouldn't trade being a grandpa for the world.
Yeah.
You think you'd love your kids, but when you're raising kids, you're so stressed about making money and trying to find your way in life and finding a way to support them. But hopefully by the time that you're a grandfather, a lot of those details are already figured out. You've kind of got life down, and you can just sit back and enjoy that quality time. And it's a different kind of love because it's not a stressed, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. Why are you still here in front of me? Go play in your room. It's like, come to Papa.
Yeah.
You get to feel like a superhero every time you're around them. So being a grandpa is amazing.
That's awesome. Now you have 2 kids, right?
I have 2 kids.
A girl and a boy?
Grown boy. Shyla is, I want to say my daughter's 27 years old now.
Oh, wow.
Which makes me feel like a grandpa.
Yeah.
And Shyla lives around the Cleveland area. And then my son Dylan is 24. He's a state highway patrolman in the Xenia area. So.
Right. Oh, he's in Xenia now.
Yes, sir. He's in the Xenia area.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm blessed and blessed.
Right.
Life is good.
Well, hey, I think that's a great segue. So let's get the show started. Run it. All right, we're back. Hey, welcome to episode 3. We are here with Chad Dunlap from Upshift.
Yes, sir.
Upshift with Chad, right?
Yes.
Right. That's the full name. So we have some questions.
Okay.
Because we don't. Well, I know you, Chad, very well. Adam has no idea who you are.
Chad Dunlap.
Hey, nice to meet you. Glad we can have you in with us.
Absolutely.
So we have some questions because we just want to learn. We want to learn a little bit more about what you do, how you got there,
All right.
and show the audience who's watching.
So that being said, how far back do you want me to go when we start talking kind of about my life story? Because in the presentation, I'm a public speaker. Upshift is a speaking business.
Right.
I speak on it's suicide awareness. However, there's so much more to the presentation.
Yeah.
We talk about suicide. We talk about some of my life, and I tell you, I'll just kind of go down that road. When I was 4 years old, my family was in an automobile accident. My stepfather was driving, and a lady ran a stop sign and hit our car. I've been told estimated 55 to 60 miles an hour upon impact. My stepfather died instantly. My mother and I were both thrown from the car. My brother, they found him in the back seat, kind of pinned between the rear and the front seat. The old 70s cars, you could fit 15 coolers down in the floorboards. And they found Todd down in there. They had a jawbreaker stuck in his throat. Wow. My mother lived for an hour and a half. She lived long enough to say that she had 2 sons. And they were looking for Todd. They told my family that I probably would not live through the night, that they were just going to make me comfortable and allow me to die.
And you were 4?
I was 4. I actually turned 5 in the hospital.
Oh, my gosh.
But
Holy smokes.
morning rolled around. The doctor said he's still with us, so we're going to give him a fighting chance. They started setting bones. Car rolled over me. So, I was thrown from the car, then the car crushed me in the road. Everything was broken.
Wow.
They set a bunch of bones. They were trying to make a decision whether they were going to put me in a body cast or not. And I was in a coma. And they said, he probably won't wake up from this coma. And
wow.
6 days later, I woke up from the coma. The doctors come running in and said, he's with us. We have no idea how smart he's ever going to be. I had massive head trauma. My skull was cracked. And we can kind of talk on, it was funny. I went to an orthodontist in oh my gosh, I was in my early 40s, and she said, so when would you break your jaw? And I'm like, I don't know that I've ever broke my jaw. And she said, well, come look at this x-ray. And my jawbone is completely hollow on the inside. There's 2 pillars where my jaw was completely destroyed, and then it just kind of healed itself, which is crazy that it did it on its own. I guess that would have happened when I was in the coma, that everything just started trying to heal.
So now, how did you get the story? I mean, because at the time you're 4. I mean, do you remember a lot of this being 4?
I don't remember hardly anything prior accident.
Yeah.
So before the accident, I have great memories that people have told me so many times that I think that I've made them my own.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything from that age down. Now, I remember bits and pieces from the hospital. They took me to Dayton Children's.
Okay.
And I lived there for a while.
Okay.
But the doctors told my family he'll probably never walk again. There's a good chance that his legs are destroyed too badly.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks later, after that point, so I was in the hospital, I think, for a total of 8 weeks. I walked out of there on crutches, and it really had no idea what life had in store. I mean, my stepfather and mother were both dead, so my father and my stepmother were chosen. The decision was made that we were going to go live with them, and that kind of takes you down a completely different road. My stepmother. Right. Never wanted kids. There were lots of things that she's seen and experienced in her life that she knew she wasn't fit to be a mother.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations, you're now the mother of a 5 and a 7-year-old. Good on you. And the abuse was pretty minimal when I was little. I mean, it didn't take a whole lot to control a 5 and a 7-year-old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, as I grew and became stronger, so did that level of intensity.
Yeah.
Of abuse. It got to the point where my brother would hear me screaming in my room at night, and wanted to help. He's my big brother. If he felt it was his job to defend me and protect me. And so he moved into my room. He thought that if he's in there, with the two of us together, we were inseparable.
Right.
However, it actually had an adverse effect. It had the exact opposite, because his screaming almost encouraged her more. It's almost like she had a fan section to continue what she was doing. Craziness, and it's funny because when I look back, my brain doesn't recall all of that garbage. Right. I know that it all happened. I could remember it, but your brain is an amazing tool, right?
Right.
It still remembers. It tries to remember all the great times, and it got to the point where we would booby trap our bedroom. We would take a glass and we would crack our bedroom door. We would set a glass on the top ledge of the door. Then I would scoot a wooden rocking chair over in front of the door. So when she would try to come in my room, the glass would fall and it would make enough noise so I could at least wake up and cover my upper body to protect myself from what she was trying to attempt. And it's a control issue. I can talk on her a little more later if we'd like, but her childhood was horrible. She was married to my father for 33 years. Yeah. Chaos, lots of chaos. And then after she left my dad, I found a notebook. I actually found a box full of notebooks in a closet. I was like, what is this? So I'm
like
looking
diaries.
through it. And they were writings that her therapist over the years, I studied it. I wanted to understand.
Absolutely.
Right? Because with understanding, you can maybe have forgiveness.
Right.
And because I hated her. I hated her.
But in your mind, kind of rightfully so, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We would go to family functions. I would always have Bacardi in the trunk of my car because I'd have to be drunk to cope with her. Yeah. I'd have to have half of a buzz to even be in the room.
Even at that time.
Even into my 30s.
Wow.
Because, little things. Like I would see her try to take a lid off of a pickle jar and she would be biting her tongue. And she would always bite her tongue when she would be hit.
Not to sidetrack you real quick, but you said even into your 30s.
Yes.
So what made you hold on to that relationship that long, even though it was so,
she was married to my father.
Toxic.
She was married to my father, and that was the only family I had. My mom's gone.
Yeah.
So, I clung to my dad. He was everything to me. And in those writings, though, I saw a timeline. She had drawn out a timeline showing that she was molested when she was 9 by a parent. She was molested when she was 11 by a parent. And on and on.
Oh, wow.
And don't get me wrong, it doesn't justify anything.
No,
because you have to be strong enough to break that cycle. However, I did understand. She had zero control in her childhood. Zero. Mm-hmm. And she was seeking control.
Yeah.
The only way she knew how to control is what was taught to her.
Right.
Again, not that I'm justified. That cycle had to end with me.
Mm-hmm. Right. But and at the end of the day, everybody's your own person. You have a choice.
That's correct. That's correct. I make a choice every day.
Exactly.
Life is nothing but a list of decisions. Today, I'm going to decide to do this. Love is no different. Everybody thinks that love's a feeling. If you're living your life off of feelings, guys, you're going to fall short every time.
Right.
Love is a decision.
Yeah.
And so moving on. My brother wound up turning 18 and moving out of the house.
Yeah.
Todd was 2 years and 2 months or a month and a half older than I was.
Yeah.
So I knew at that point, one of two things is going to happen if I stay here, because she would always tell me she's going to kill me in my sleep.
Yeah.
And, so I was scared, but not scared. At this point, there's not much more you could do that's going to scare me. It became more of a challenge of survival. Yeah. So my brother moved out, and I wound up moving out as well. I would always try to sneak back in the house when she wasn't there. I became very good at breaking into our front door to try to get clothes or anything else. But I had lots of great friends, allowed me to stay places. And life went on like this. I wound up living with a girlfriend. And her mother let me sleep on the couch, which I thought was awesome. Cool. Couch.
Sounds like the worst case scenario ever.
Hello, my name is Chad. And I stayed there until I turned 18. Now, when I turned 18, life became. I got my parents' life insurance money, right? I had dropped out of high school in my 10th grade year and wound up going back the following year. That's a whole nother line of discussion. I'm not sure how much you guys really want to get into that, but I ran around with a guy who did some really dumb things, wound up killing a couple of people, and their defense was, I did it. Don't get me wrong. We could go down that line. There were lots of kids that were.
If the camera goes black, guys,
it's because the police are here. Hi, Mom.
It's because we're getting raided.
No, but a guy that I ran around with made some horrible decisions.
Yeah,
got it running with the wrong crowd, and wound up killing a couple of his family members. And
oh my gosh,
there was a huge investigation into it. Trust me, I was interrogated more than once, more than twice, and wound up that I had to take a polygraph test, which I was petrified. We'll get to the rest of the story, but I guess we kind of went down this road. But, when you're a teenager and they say, hey, you really need to take a polygraph test, and I'm like, man, I'm old enough. I think in 1997, Tom Selleck made a movie called An Innocent Man. I watched that. I'm not going to be that guy, right? But I wound up talking to an attorney friend of mine, and he says, Chad, here's what we can do. We can go take it privately.
Yeah.
See how you do. And I was like, well, okay.
How I do?
What do you mean?
Like, I got options?
Pre-testing.
So I had to pay $500 of my own money. And I wound up going to Columbus and sitting in this room. And literally, you're sitting in a chair.
It's like getting the rings to the festival. Like here, let's see how you do.
Yeah.
Good luck. Here you go.
Good luck, son. Yeah. So they put this thing around your head, around your waist. You're sitting here, and he's asking you a bunch of questions. And every answer that I gave, like lightning bolts were shooting through my body. I thought, I'm going to die. I'm going to the death sentence. They're going to give me the chair. And when it was finally over, I was like, how did I do? He's like, hang on a minute. So he's checking it, and I'm sweating, man. I don't have that much time. I'm like sweating everywhere. And he looks down at the paper. He looks up at me. He said, son, I've never seen someone tell the truth so good in my life. Dude, I started crying. Crying.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, of course, there's a lot of emotions at that point in time. You think your life's on the line, basically.
Correct. Every time that I was interrogated, I always take my girlfriend and leave her out in the car.
He said,
and I'd say, if I'm not back in an hour, call somebody.
Did you just say every time you were interrogated? It's happened more than
I was interrogated three different times.
Wow.
And
oh my gosh.
Not fun, because they ask you the same questions, but periods of time in between those questions.
You're like,
carry the one. What did I say here? Because even when you're telling the truth, it's a serious situation.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't want to just go in there gingerly. Yeah, I was at Becky's house. Well, let me go back for one question for both of you and see if you can properly answer this question. Where were you on the night of August 27th, 2019?
Oh man.
No idea.
Thank you.
No clue.
Exactly.
Probably. Well, you know what? 2019. It depends what day of the week was it. Like, are you allowed to ask those questions?
Hold on a second. Let me grab my calendar.
Yeah.
Back then, it was just a little book, right?
Right.
We didn't have anything as far. But that's
I have kids, so I was probably either putting them to bed. It depends what time frame.
That's crazy, though. Yeah, back then you had a little book of calendar.
Let's go a little easier then.
Yeah.
What were you doing 2 weeks ago on Thursday?
Oh man,
working.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you see?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And you try to think to yourself, man, did I tell him? It made life very stressful. So when this,
I'm sure.
When this gentleman says, hey, I've never seen someone tell the truth so good in my life. Man, I literally, tears just pouring down my face. And the very next day, he confessed and wound up, I believe, that making some sort of a deal to save his own life.
It's crazy.
I kind of went off course there. I'm not sure why we went down that road, but
no,
you're fine. You're fine.
That's crazy to know.
Yeah.
But when I turned 18, I got a large amount of money handed to me, and I thought I was going to be rich. It's less than $100,000, but when you've had nothing for most of your life, for someone to hand you that kind of money. Little side note, my brother and I were celebrating, so we went to a restaurant and I left the check laying on the counter. We're like driving around and I'm like, turn around.
Oh my God.
The lady said, can I see some ID, please? I was like, lady, please, you better give you my check. And she was like, okay, here you go, man. So I deposited the money, took out probably $20,000, carrying $20,000 cash, or I went and bought a fast car. That was in December. And then February of the following year, I got a phone call from my best friend. Seth Reese would be his name. the kind of guy that would do anything for anyone, but yet fearless at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
You know, he would do anything, and he was literally, we carved pals in our arms when we were kids. You know, because we were that close. We were close.
Blood brothers. Yep.
And we talked about a lot of things that day. I had just gotten home from school, sitting on the couch with my girlfriend in my apartment. I lived in Ada, and in the middle of a conversation, he told me that he was dating a girl, and I was like, "Man, that's fantastic! I'm so happy for you." Seth had a rough upbringing, right? His mom was an amazing woman. His dad, I really can't say those kind of terms about.
Right.
But he says, "Chad," middle of the conversation, he said, "I'm going to take my own life," and I was like, you know,
Pump the brakes.
a little bit. Let's talk about this. And he said he had done everything that he wanted to do in life. His grandma's in heaven waiting on him, and it's time for him to move on. Well, I didn't really know what to say. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here with my girlfriend. My plan was to eat 14 Pop-Tarts and drink a half a gallon of chocolate milk. And now, you know, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So I tried to scare him. I said, "Seth, this is murder," without having the chance to ask God for forgiveness. You know, because I was raised in a very godly home.
Yeah.
Godly home. In saying that, you know, there's a difference between religion and relationship.
Yeah.
I live a relationship life now. I'm not controlled by fear and what some religion will do. But anyways, I just wanted to scare him. What I was trying to do is just buy myself some time.
Yeah.
So I can fix this. I mean, that's what we do, right? We're guys. We fix things.
Yeah.
You know? So we talked for a little while longer. He told me that he loved me, and he hung up the phone. Now, my first reaction was to call 911. You know, right?
Yeah.
Call 911. We're going to get this. But two thoughts started creeping in. One, what if I get him in trouble?
I mean, why would you think you would get him in trouble?
I'm an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You can put him in jail. So
I thought
watch
that,
all
you
the
know,
time.
I thought he's just needing attention, right?
Yeah.
You know? So, and then what if he got mad at me? My two concerns as an 18-year-old thinking,
Right.
I don't want to get him in trouble. I don't want him mad at me. He called me.
Yeah.
It's my job to fix this.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're right. At that time, that age frame, I mean, you know, us at 18, yeah, you think fast and you act fast.
Absolutely. I still do it that way. My dad said, "Son, someday you'll grow out of this." And I'm like, "Dad, I'm like almost 50.
Winning.
Here I am. Still the same Chad." So I had a Mustang GT that was built at a speed shop.
Yeah.
The car had a supercharger. It was very fast.
Yeah.
I can get there and I can fix this, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's what we do. We
Yeah.
fix things. So we are flying from Ada to
You
Wapakoneta.
said we, or was it
My
just
girlfriend
you?
is with me.
Okay.
My girlfriend is with me because she can instantly see that I'm not in the right state of mind.
Right.
Because my goal is to save a life. Right.
Right,
Fix
right.
this
Get the
problem.
friend, yep.
Right.
So it took us a very short period of time to get from Ada to Wapakoneta. Now during that drive, I had plans on what I'm going to do when I get there. You know, I can't believe you messed up. I was with my girlfriend, man. We had quality time here. So I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna shake him up. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna fix the situation. Now that entire drive, I had those plans. Now, when I came flying up into his driveway, it's almost like instantly everything changed. He had taped newspapers around the garage windows so someone couldn't see into what he's doing. When I pulled up into his driveway, it's like somebody just grabbed my heart and just squeezed all the blood out of it. I instantly went numb. And I'm sprinting towards his front door. And he had told me in our conversation he would leave a key underneath the mat. I don't recall grabbing a key. I don't recall opening the door, right? I recall sprinting through his living room. The television's on. And I look over and there's a cigar still smoking in the ashtray. Now, I'm no cigar connoisseur. I'm still not.
Yeah.
But at Oak Lakes County Fair, back when I was like 12 years old, they started giving me an option. You want a candy cigar or you want a Swisher Sweet? If you ring the bell, son, I'll give you whatever you want, right? We're talking mid-'80s. Everything was cool back then.
Right.
So I had puffed on enough Swisher Sweets underneath the Auglaize, the bridge there on the Auglaize River to know that I've coughed my lungs out. Usually when I'd stop puffing on that cigar, it would burn out.
Yeah.
Right? It would just quit smoking. So I see a smoking cigar. I'm thinking to myself, I made it.
Yeah.
I made it in time. You know, so I hit the dining room and turned the corner towards the kitchen to garage door. And it's 15 feet. I mean, it's probably less than 15 feet.
Right.
It seemed like an eternity from that corner to that door. Now, there's an envelope taped to the door, to whom it may concern. I ripped it off and I run out in the garage. Now, when I get into the garage, I can't even tell you the type of energy, right? He's right in front of me. And I pick him up and I'm holding him if you could take one energy combined with hate, rage, fear, guilt, pity, all in one, smash them together, and then erupt them out of a volcano.
Yeah.
Fear was what I was shaking. I was screaming.
And you're 18.
I'm 18 years old. I'm looking around this garage. I look back at the entranceway, and my girlfriend just hits the floor.
Yeah.
Man.
I know in this moment that my friend's no longer with us.
Right.
I'm holding him. There's nothing I can do for him.
Right.
I made the decision to let him go. I pick up my girlfriend. I take her into the living room. I set her down, and I grab the phone, and I do something I should have done 20 minutes earlier. I call 911. First question they say is, what's the address? I have no idea where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
I just know where he lives.
Know where he lives, yeah. So how to get there.
I run out the front of the house. I look back, and I said, I think I'm at 1013 and whatever the street was. And I hung up the phone. I go back in, and I'm trying to console my girlfriend and trying to get my head right. You really can't describe those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and then the fact that you're so young at the time.
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'm a kid, and
It's tough.
I look down on a coffee table, and I could see it as I'm looking down at this table. There's a note that says Chad, Mom, and a phone number.
Yeah.
Call my mom. Because there's no training, no course, no anything that trains you to properly make this phone call. I call, and I said, Mom, this is Chad. You need to come home. She was like, who is this? I said, Mom, Seth's done something. You need to come home. I'm going to hit pause for a moment.
Yeah.
2 weeks prior to that, he called his mom and said, or he talked to his mom and said, I just feel like I want to take my own life. And she did what every loving mother would do. She took him straight to the hospital. You know, I can remember going to the hospital and visiting him. They had a smoking room in this area of the hospital. They let you smoke in the hospital. I thought this was the coolest hospital ever. It's like, you know, how do I get a room, you know? So we're sitting in this smoke room, and it's full of people. Okay. I mean, it's just, it's packed. And Seth and I are making fun of each other, making fun of everyone else in the room. And he says, Chad, I'm not messed up. He goes, these guys are messed up. There's nothing wrong with me. You know what I did? I agreed with him. Because I thought it's what he wanted to hear.
Right.
Again, I didn't want him mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I didn't want to get him in trouble. I didn't want him mad at him. So I still continue to just agree with what, you know what I should have said? Man, you're in here for a reason.
Yeah.
You're in here for a purpose. These people are here to help.
Yeah.
But yet I took the weak route because I'm a kid.
You're a kid. You
And I
didn't
said,
know any better.
just serve your time.
Yeah.
And let's get out of here.
I mean, like that would be like, you know, I mean, I would be the same way.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else would look at that situation any differently than what you did, especially at that age.
My goal in what I do with speaking
Yeah.
is to tell this story and let people know. Don't worry about what they think.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them being upset with you.
Yep.
Your
Yeah.
goal, my job, two things. Get them talking and do whatever it takes to save their life.
Yeah.
Hey, love.
Everything else is secondary.
Right.
Because I would much rather him been mad at me than to had to carry him to his grave.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
Shortly after the law enforcement and paramedics arrived, they're doing an investigation. They left the garage door open. I said, his mother's here. Please shut the door. They didn't. The last thing that I really remember in that house is her screaming. I can hear her screaming in these headphones.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's tough.
And my life completely changed that day. Mm-hmm. I became a drug addict. My nightmares were horrible. The way that he did things, he had bandana covering his face. I didn't lift the bandana up when I was there. Mm-hmm. So in my dreams, I would lift that bandana up. It'd be my dad, my mother, or my dad or my brother or my girlfriend, everyone that were still alive that meant something to me. So I made the decision, 18-year-old executive decision, we just won't sleep anymore. So cocaine became a habit of mine that I did every day. It was my diet. And cocaine and Pop-Tarts was really what I lived off of for a very long time. It got to the point where I couldn't stand to be alone because
Which kind? What kind of Pop-Tarts?
Fudge. Every time you could give me fudge Pop-Tarts, and I would just eat it. I would plow.
Sorry, guys. I had to break that up a little bit there.
You gotta love fudge Pop-Tarts. Frosted, of course. Of course. If I would if I would be on too much of a bender and bring home unfrosted Pop-Tarts, I would cuss at myself and walk 6 miles back to the grocery store just to get frosted Pop-Tarts. So yeah, it became a habit, a diet. And I can remember looking at my savings account, and I had $10,000 even. My plan was, when this is gone, so am I. The plan is, when this is gone, so am I. And I don't know. I guess when that money became very close to being gone, I started looking around my life and thinking to myself, there's more than this, right?
Yeah.
And I wound up meeting my wife, and when my son was born, it taught me what unconditional love was.
Yeah.
Right? I never understood unconditional love. Growing up, my entire childhood was conditional.
Yeah.
If you do this, you'll receive this. Mm-hmm. But when a baby is born, and you're looking at that, and he just loves you. He's looking at me with these eyes that I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
All I did was just wake up and pick him up. That's pretty simple. But it taught me what unconditional love was.
Yeah.
And unconditional love has more power than any sort of depression, fear, anger, rage, or anything.
Yeah.
Love is more powerful than any negative thing that you'll find out there.
Yeah.
We don't live a life of love anymore. We live a life of conditions, right?
Yes and no.
In the world that we reside in right now, there are lots of things that aren't love-based.
You're absolutely right.
It's fear-based.
Yeah.
We live you either do this or there's a consequence.
Yeah.
Not that there shouldn't be consequences. Trust me, I'm all about consequences. But it needs to be done in a way that it's love-based.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I've tried to structure my life around. My life fell apart until into my 30s. I was just trying to find a way, trying to find a way. And then I had an opportunity. I started brainstorming, and I thought, how can I help someone for a mother to not have to come home or receive a phone call that her son has taken his own life, so that a friend doesn't have to find his best friend taking his own life in a garage. So I brainstormed for a long time. I had very low self-esteem issues. One of the things that my stepmother would always say to me is, you're worthless, you'll never amount to anything, you should have died in that wreck with your mother. So she told you that on a weekly basis. I actually lived my life just trying to prove her wrong, right? It was a hate-driven point of every time I would get a pay raise, hey, 15 cents an hour, baby, look at me, or any time that I would make some sort of an advancement. I made sure she knew it was hate-driven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until I learned to love myself unconditionally, to do this for me.
Yeah.
Man, when I learned that should have been the driving force, it all changed. Right? In the presentation that I do, I have the word self-centered come up on the screen. Mm-hmm. Guys, what comes to mind when you hear the term self-centered?
I think
about me.
Yeah.
Egotistical, arrogant, pompous, cocky.
Yeah,
right?
I think of that high school like jock type of guy in the movies. Like when I think of self-centered, that's the first thing that pops in my mind is those type of movies where it's just,
they brush my teeth. Well, break it into 2 words: self and center.
Yeah,
aren't we always told to love ourselves?
Yes.
Find our center. But when you put it together, it's a bad term. You know why? Because when you are no longer self-centered, loving who you are, you give control to someone else. Right?
Yeah.
It's all about what you can do for someone else.
Yeah.
If they can keep you not focusing on you and only focusing on them, they have control.
Right.
I challenge people to become a little more self-centered. Put yourself first. Learn to love yourself unconditionally. Unconditional love is where it's at, guys.
Yeah.
Learning that no matter what, I come first.
Yeah.
And people think, it's a horrible thing to say when you're a parent.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
So you basically changed the definition of self-centered.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I challenge people to be self-centered.
And that's not a bad thing though, because I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right on that. I think and as someone who has I quit my job back on March 1st. And
congratulations.
Started doing everything I do full time now.
Good for you.
But it was because I wanted to put myself first.
I like it.
And I think, yeah, you're absolutely right when you tell people that. I mean, and I'm not trying to just, verify what you do, but I mean, I believe in what you do. What I'm saying is, though, is that I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
It was just, for me, it was just, I got to do me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Because it's a mind shift, right?
Yeah.
It's just a shift. And people always think that, in order for me to change something in my life, I have to do a complete 180. Well, that's impossible. So many times we look at the changes that are necessary in our lives to be successful, or, success has many facets, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about money or anything. Success, a lot of times, is just finding your happy spot.
Yeah, self-enrichment.
Where does it fit me? But when we look at that, we think, man, the changes are so drastic. I can never do that. That's why I don't live a life of drastic change. I live a life of several degrees.
Yeah.
Right? Just 2 degrees. Do you know that if we changed the course of a railroad track 1 degree, but it goes 900 miles, how far off course that train would be? Yeah. Or in this case, if it's going the wrong direction, maybe we just put ourselves on the right course.
We need to do that to a lot of these train tracks in Walpole.
By going 2 degrees. It's not a matter of drastic change.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of persistence. I have a phrase that I speak often. Persistence overcomes resistance. Now think about that. Too many times, we'll try something for a week, 2 weeks. I tried that going to the gym stuff. Wasn't for me. Well, really, how long did you train? Until it started to hurt. And then I quit. Well, guys, the pain's where it's at.
Yeah. You still train, though, don't you?
6 days a week, sometimes 7.
Yeah.
It's something that I have to do. I was blessed with an enormous amount of energy. Yeah. My dad always said, you'll outgrow this someday. And I'm like, wrong.
Still waiting.
If I don't force it a positive direction, it wants to auto default to a negative every time.
Do you feel like working out has helped your mind?
Absolutely. My mind and body work together.
Yeah.
I can go in there having a horrible day, put headphones on, and I always call it waded out into my dark water. I wade out into the water, I gather myself up, and I pull myself back to shore. That's what I do when I'm in the gym. People are looking at me and they're like, "Man, what's going on with this guy?" But really, I'm dealing with myself.
Yeah,
that is training in a gym is therapeutic to me.
Yeah,
almost to the point that I injure myself sometimes because I've got so much energy that I push so hard, thinking just one more rep, because I'm an addict. Mm-hmm. I was doing $2,000 a week at one point worth of drugs.
Jeez.
I gave up the drugs, right?
Yeah.
But I still have that addictive personality. I've had 3 shoulder surgeries. I've been hooked on painkillers 3 times.
Yeah.
My wife's like, we need to monitor how many you're taking. I'm like, you're not monitoring. I'm a grown man. I'm not 4. I got up to take.
Sounds like a stepbrother scene.
Yeah, I got up to taking 16 Percocet a day.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be taking 2 every 6 hours. But that's the addictive personality in me that if a little is good, more is better, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
So show me the smorgasbord. I'm here to eat. So
like Pez.
Yes, like they were candy. And it's crazy because in an addict's mind, I would wake up and say, I'm going to take 2 at 9, 2 at 2. I take those first 2 and, oh, hey, my mind completely altered and justified every decision that I made after that.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say, hey, just don't be an addict. I'm going to struggle with addictions for the rest of my life.
Right.
That's why the gym is an addiction for me.
Yeah.
It's something that I know helps.
Yeah.
Because so many of us live our entire lives looking for something to help, something to take the pain away. That's why I'm an addict from the start. I just wanted to take the pain away. Now, going to the gym doesn't take the pain away, but it helps combat that negative energy.
Helps you focus it.
Yeah.
And it helps me put it, actually I speak on focus too, but that's a different time. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask you some questions.
Yes.
Here, okay. What would you say your target audience is basically?
My target audience is, well, it's funny that you asked that because my goal was high schools and colleges. But I've had so many people that have reached out to me that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s saying, wow, that hit home with me.
Yeah.
But high school.
Yeah.
I found Seth when I was in high school.
Right.
And I at that age, there's so much control there.
Yeah, but your message isn't just suicide awareness.
Oh, absolutely not. It's living this day to the fullest every day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you're from what I know of you personally, and then from us doing our homework a little bit too.
Sure,
is that your message can have a wide range of effect on very many different people and people with different outlooks.
Absolutely. I just spoke at this last year's Ohio Safety Congress.
Yeah.
And the feedback, I just sit there, my wife's like, why are you crying? Because I'm just sitting here and tears are streaming down my face.
Well, that's a big moment, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is. And, this is just the beginning, guys.
Right.
If it hadn't been for COVID, I really think that Upshift would have really taken off a lot quicker. It's like I want to start sprinting, then I have to sit down for a second.
Yeah.
Like, okay, come on. But yeah, I've done I've had companies reach out to me for doing their safety training. This is since
cool.
September is Suicide Awareness Month.
Right.
I've got a lot of things scheduled this month.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. But yeah, it's sprinkled between high schools, colleges, and then corporate safety training.
Okay.
But I'll speak anywhere, anytime. I think that every month is Suicide Awareness Month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Should be.
I think that every month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think that every day is an opportunity to help someone.
Yeah. Cue the Logic
Absolutely.
song. Cue the Logic song right now.
ELE.
Yeah.
Everybody love everybody.
1-800. Seriously, that's a good song though. It is. Have you heard that song?
What is this?
It's a rapper named Logic who created a song called 1-800, and it's a rap song about suicide awareness.
I did not know this. I will look it up as soon as we're done here.
It's a very good
awesome.
song. It's a very good
It's
song. So we want to take a moment real quick just to thank our sponsor, Clue Studio, for the studio and for sponsoring the podcast. We really appreciate what Rebecca and Jeff do here. They do wonderful photography work. They do wonderful work all around the county, really.
Yeah.
in Ohio. I mean, I know they travel to Columbus and Cincinnati as well, and
Absolutely.
Kentucky and up to Cleveland. So, yeah. So,
They're great.
if you need any photography work done, be sure to call Rebecca and her team here at Clue Studio. So let's get back to Chad here, though, real quick. What brought you to finally speak? What was the turning moment for you where you were just like, I need, like, what was it? Was there something in you that was just like, I need to do something different, or was there something in you just like, I'm going to be a motivational speaker? Like, how did you get to that point?
Well, I've never had a problem talking, obviously.
Right.
And
you were a car salesman.
Yeah, but I was a horrible car salesman. I mean, there were times I would sit down with the customer and say, "Now, I want you to look at your finances."
Yeah.
Because I started off in the business of a special finance manager.
Yeah.
So I help people who've had some hiccups in their credit.
But like, I was a car salesman too. So, but now you know where you're at now. Like, have you ever thought, like, man, if I did what I did, if I knew what I knew now and would go back, I'd make some bang.
You could. Problem is, I struggle with too much of a conscience.
Yeah.
And I, just because they think they can afford a $600 a month payment and the bank approved it, is it the best interest in those people? And I struggle with that, right? Because I'm looking at their kids.
Oh, you're saying at the time, at the time you were a car salesman,
that I
you
was a
struggled with
special
that?
finance manager, I struggled with that because
Did you?
I was a father who was struggling just to make ends meet.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't.
I did. My brain.
Yeah.
It thinks too much. It never shuts down. It's like a rat wheel that's constantly spinning.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to grab thoughts as they're going by.
Yeah.
And I could look at these kids, and I'm thinking to myself, I know I can't. I'm looking at your finances. I know you can't. And it really bothered me.
Yeah.
In doing that, it wasn't just hey, high five. Great gross on that one.
Yeah. And I won't ask you where you worked, but
Many dealerships.
Yeah. Oh, did you really? Okay.
3
different ones. Okay, so I worked at 2 different ones.
Okay.
One up in Lima.
Okay.
And then I worked at one in Cincinnati.
Nice.
And that was insane.
I can only imagine.
It was such a different one demographic, and it was such a different culture of mixture of people.
Sure.
But on Saturday mornings in Cincinnati at a car dealership, I felt like I was in the boiler room.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it was like a hype up. Like I felt like I was getting ready to watch the Buckeyes.
Absolutely.
Gonna
Absolutely.
sell some cars out there, just getting super hyped.
They were just like, "Who's ready to knock some heads off today?" Dead serious.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sell some cars?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. And like my boss was like ex-Coast Guard. And
He's really getting in there.
yeah, yeah. Me and him didn't really get along though. I'd always ask him, be like, "Did you forget your swim trunks today?"
Yeah. You know, I tried. Don't get me wrong. I'm a high hype person.
Yeah.
I'm high energy all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm also more of focus now. You know,
Yeah.
Where can I spend this energy wisely?
Right.
And I'm not that I don't miss the car business at some points, but there were many times I would be looking at these people saying, "Don't do it."
Right. Right.
Let me get you into something that you can actually
Save
afford.
yourself,
Because
Yeah.
the line was always, make payments on time every time for the next 24 to 48 months.
Yeah.
And then you come back and I'll help you get into something that you actually want to drive.
Yeah.
And how often does that happen?
Oh, never.
Very rarely.
Or yeah.
Very rarely.
Well, okay, let's get into some other of these real quick here, Chad. What's the motivation for you to speak?
Love.
Yeah. Self-love?
To make a difference. And, it doesn't matter how many people are in the room. I could be speaking to 3,000 people. It's about that one.
What's the largest crowd you spoke to?
It would be the Safety Congress, but that was via Teams or Zoom. I can't remember which one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But roughly 1,800 people there.
Yeah.
I am going to be filming a presentation. I should have had a whole lot of opportunities to film a presentation.
Yeah.
Just have not had the opportunity to due to COVID and crowds. But October 10th, we're going to, I believe that it will seat 700 or so people in there. I don't want that many because I don't want to have a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But it's never about how many. I don't get, it doesn't matter if there's 10,000 people or 2 people.
Yeah.
One of those 2 people need to hear that message.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I guess that's not the that wasn't the drive behind the question.
That's okay.
The drive behind that question is because I have a follow-up question for
Sure.
you. Is does speaking in front of that many people, does it ever like freak you out a little bit? I mean,
Negative.
or did you just like come into public speaking like I know what I'm doing?
Well, I joined the John Maxwell Company. I'm not sure if you remember who John Maxwell is.
Oh no, we're not.
But John Maxwell is a large organization that's a speaking, teaching, and coaching. Teaches you
Like
the courses
coursework,
and training, and I never really I did it just to be able to say that, hey, I'm a certified John Maxwell speaker. However, I could speak on so many different topics.
Yeah.
But my goal was to use that name to help people say, okay, this guy's legitimate enough for us to bring him into our organization. I don't know that it's done a whole lot. Again, John Maxwell Company is a great organization. I've just not really taken advantage of what they had to offer.
Yeah.
I spoke at a couple of different places. Now, I role played this. I have a couple of wonderful people who allowed me to role play probably 200 times. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's a large amount of times, just over and over and over. Because I would be the first person in the room to tell you, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. It's not about that.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're passionate about what you're doing, you don't have to be the smartest person because what you do makes a difference.
Well, yeah, and then at that point, do you really care what anybody else thinks?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't.
Exactly.
After I spoke the first time, I thought it was going to be a one and done. It was a small pizza at the pizza station in Shawnee. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Familiar with it. Right off of Brees there.
Corey said, "Hey Chad, I'd like for you to do this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And like 2 days before I was supposed to speak, I'm like, "Hey, I'm not sure I want to do this," And we're just talking a little diner, right? Just a few tables. I think we put like mid-30s on people in the room, and I am sweating bullets. I got like 3 T-shirts underneath my button-up shirt trying to catch all the sweat that's coming off of me. And I spoke, and Seth's mom was there.
Yeah.
She's standing in the back of the room the entire time that I'm speaking. I'm looking at her thinking, this is the most amazing woman I've ever met in my life. The things that she's endured and still fights every day.
Right.
I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. So when I got done, I'm like, running my hands through my hair. My hands are covered in sweat. And I said, people said, "Hey, how often do you do this?" And I said, "This is the first and last time." and she said, "Chad, no. Oh, no, you can't be done with this."
Yeah.
She said, "This is too powerful." And I guess you go back to that not believing in yourself. I said, really?
Yeah.
You know, and I had no clue. And I spoke one more time. I spoke at 2 gyms here in town. I spoke at the athletic club, and it brought quite a few people in. And again, I thought nothing of it, you know. And then I had been sick an entire week. I had something that had just destroyed my body. Like everything I put in my mouth was instantly coming right back out of me.
Yeah.
And been sick all week. It's a Thursday. I finally tell my boss, I'm dead on my feet. I'm going home and I'm going to bed.
Right.
I'm in bed for 3 hours. The phone rings. I look down and I'm like, I have no idea who that is. I'm not taking that call. But I never don't answer my phone. So
Right.
I answered. I said, hey, Chad, this is so-and-so with Ohio Northern University. Can you come and speak tonight? Like, can I call you right back? You know, I got up. I'm so dehydrated. I can't, you know, it hurts to stand straight.
Yeah.
They sent me another text that says, hey, we're willing to pay you, and they threw a dollar amount in there. I'm like, they're willing to pay me. I get paid to do this. I was like, okay, a couple ibuprofen, went, got my hair cut, tried to do some stretches. I went and to say I knocked it out of the park, not to sound pompous or arrogant in any way,
No.
to say I knocked it out of the park would be an understatement.
Yeah.
I had a line of students, probably, I don't want to exaggerate, 15 people deep maybe, that wanted to hug me
That's good.
and tell me thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's when I knew
That you were changing lives.
I got something here.
Yeah.
This is necessary. This works.
Can't stop now.
Right? And I was asked by one of the people there, what do you charge? How often do you want to speak?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to answer one of those questions. I don't know what to charge, and I don't know how often I want to speak. I don't know those answers because I was asked to come here on a whim.
Right.
I never thought that Ohio Northern University would be calling me.
What was your? I mean, and you don't have to use any names. How'd you get that gig? What was your contact there?
Even funnier, right?
Yeah.
So there was a Facebook post about a doctor that was coming to speak at Ohio Northern University. Well, someone that saw me speak at the gym said, oh, hey, you should have Chad Dunlap come and speak sometime. And I thought, Ohio Northern University. And I didn't even finish reading the statement.
Good one, right?
They'll never call. You know? So the doctor wound up being sick,
Yeah.
and they're scrambling for a speaker. And they look on Facebook and they say, actually, I'll mention his name. Justin Courtney said, I'm going to take a chance on this guy.
Yeah.
And I went and spoke. I'll be speaking there again this month. I believe on the 23rd at 5:30. Have me speaking in chapel.
Now we need to get Justin on the show.
Yeah, Justin's amazing. You would love Justin Courtney. Justin, if you get paid for this, you better stay in touch with me. So they're actually having me speak in a chapel, which is a little different. You know, I've never spoken in a church before, so I'm going to just check the weather radar before I go. Just make sure that there's no thunderstorms coming. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited about every opportunity that I just get to go and speak and share the gift of life.
Absolutely. That's cool. I like that.
All right. So, how many events have you spoke at so far?
Less than 20.
Less than 20?
Yeah. And that's simply because of COVID.
Yeah. And you've been doing it for 2 years now? Or a year and a half?
I would say we're coming up on 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say so far has been your big moment? Would it be that safety congress?
I would say the safety congress is great
in this journey, I guess.
It's good, you know, to be able to say I spoke at the Ohio Safety Congress, but there is no favorite to me because each one of them takes on a different light. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I love speaking in person because I ask lots of questions. I mean, to me, a speaker isn't somebody who just comes and speaks. Because how many times have you went and seen a speaker and 5 minutes in, you're checking your text, you're checking your emails, and you're like looking at your watches? I can tell you that every presentation that I've done in person, nobody's looking at their phones. Nobody's looking at their watches.
That's good.
Because I keep them entertained, but I'm asking them lots of questions. Because if you don't participate, you aren't really taking ownership of anything. You're just showing up, and life is so much more than just showing up.
I want to add to that for you because I think to say that you keep the audience entertained is not the right wording. I think you engage them,
captivating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like both of those words.
Yeah.
You know, entertained. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, I keep them involved.
Yeah. To say you're entertaining, I feel like it's almost like you're putting on a show, but it's more than that.
Yeah, I don't dance. I'm horrible at dancing.
Yeah.
And I can't play basketball.
Yeah.
still probably both entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. But yeah, each one of them, I would say that become my favorite because each one grows. You know, I just spoke at a high school here not so long ago, and there was a guidance counselor from another school there. And she's sitting in the front row. She has a mask on, so all I could see is her eyes, and I'm thinking, this lady hates me. Right? You know, you try to read body language with these masks on. It's horrible. It's tough. It's like, you're trying to read their body language. And it was funny because before the day was up, the school that she represented had me signed up to come and speak twice at their school for one day. They want me to speak to high school and the middle school.
Nice.
So I'm telling you, it works. It's not about me. It's about the presentation.
It's about getting the message out there.
I'm going to touch on one other thing. And Tara Compton, I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name here. I would not be where I'm at all had it not been for Tara Compton. I don't know if you know who Tara is.
Actually,
she's an amazing individual.
Yeah, actually, Tara is her words to me is what put me where I'm at today.
I can say the same thing because I'm good at talking.
Yeah.
I'm not good at anything else.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, I need a presentation.
Yeah.
She was like, well, what do you want it to say? So I took a bunch of information and said, here's what I think it should be. 2 weeks later, I get an email.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this like, it was like she climbed inside my head and made these slides.
Yeah.
So I tweaked a couple of things only because I couldn't say that she took all the credit, right?
Yeah.
Tara's an amazing individual.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
We definitely need to get Tara on the show.
I'm not sure she's much of a talker, but my company, Upshift, it's not about me. Upshift wouldn't be Upshift. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Tara. When I would fall flat on my face and say, gosh, this is just tough, she's like, suck it up.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to do this.
Yeah.
I've already put too much time in this, Chad. You're going to do this. You know,
right.
But like that sister mentality that just give you that next push, that next push.
Yep.
And even funnier, I would be, again, I role play everything to make sure that, you know, when it's game day, I'm ready. And it'd be like 11:30 at night, and I clicked the wrong button on my slides, and the slide disappeared. And I'm like panicking because I don't know computers, man. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. So I send her a text. It's like 11:30. I get a text 2 minutes later. Done. I'm like, thank you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah,
that's cool.
If I were to give any one person the credit for helping Upshift to be what it is, it would be Tara Compton.
Yeah, she.
That's cool.
That's a funny story. Not that story. It's funny, but it's funny because how it relates to what happened with me. Basically, was I had my filming company, which you know about.
Yes.
And then when we were in the middle of marketing for it, I sat down with Tara. With a group of other people, and she came in to freely talk about marketing and how to digital market, and I showed her a lot of what I already had, and she just looked at me and she was like, this is good. I was like, yeah, really? She's like, you know what you're doing. I was like, yeah, I know. And she's like, but like, why are you even here? And then that's what sent me into like, well, why don't I just start doing it? And that's when Rain's Management Group became what it was.
Believing in you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like, when she told me that or whatever, it was just like, yeah, you're right. You know, I do know what I'm doing. And then...
You know what she tells me?
Yeah.
You're clueless, I'll fix it.
Completely opposite.
Complete opposite.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Because honesty is the key.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Okay, so I have another question for you. Based on the public speaking, though, do you ever? Does it ever go further than the speaking? Does it ever? Do you ever get people that call you or people that
very often
people that are waiting for you after those conferences
every time?
And just want a one-on-one
every
with you.
time. And I'm also on the board of mental health and recovery services for Allen, Glaze, and Hardin County.
Yeah.
Cool. I was asked to be on that board. Not that I'm anything special on that board, but it allows me avenues that when somebody says, hey, I need help, I'm going to be the first one to say, I'm not the guy.
Yeah.
I can't solve your problems. I can't really fix your problems.
Yeah.
It's my job to say, hey, you know what? I'm not the one, but I know somebody.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yeah.
Middleman.
Because
get it going.
The key, one of the things that you don't want anyone to do is to have idle time when they're struggling. In the presentation, I say stay busy. And I actually have Dan Hale, I'll throw another name out there, who's role-played my presentation with me probably 200 times. Matter of fact, if I miss something, he'll say, hey, you missed this, because he knows it so well. But Dan will say, and I'll say it a little better than Dan does, but he says, idle thoughts are crappy thoughts. Because when we're left to our own devices, our minds travel to the deepest, darkest of waters.
That's true.
Right? So if you know someone who's struggling, don't leave them alone, right?
Yeah.
Stay with them, talk with them until you can get them to the right people. Yeah.
I like that.
It's interesting.
Stay busy.
Definitely keep them.
Yeah.
The mind wandering.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you feel like in working your previous jobs that you were just meant for more?
Absolutely. Every day.
So when it came down to it, when it came to start public speaking, was it just like a no-brainer then?
No, there are still times my wife will watch me and like I have a presentation coming up on Wednesday, 2 of them, and she's like, Chad, you've done this 200 times.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting here questioning yourself?
Yeah.
And honestly, it goes back to you're worthless. You'll never amount to anything. You should have died in that wreck with your mother. We are the things that are said and done to us at such young ages carry into sometimes our entire lives.
Yeah.
Life, the battles that are set before us as children become stumbling blocks through our entire adult life if we allow them to, right?
Yeah.
So I fight that. I fight it, and I win every time,
right?
But I'm not going to say that there's not battle scars that come with it.
Right.
So I think every time before a presentation, is this good stuff?
Yeah.
I've been told 100 times, and I don't need that recognition. I just need to do it. There's some times in life, guys, that you just need to do it.
Right.
Because so many of us live a life, and I speak on fear, because let's talk on fear. Okay, and I don't mean to keep taking over here. Please don't let me do that.
You're good.
Go ahead,
You're good.
man.
I speak on fear, okay? Now, every guy that I've ever spoke on, when fear comes up, I see their chest puff out a little bit. I'm not afraid of anything, right? There's nothing I'm afraid of. But let's look at what fear really is in our lives.
Yeah.
Fear is doubt.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the boogeyman in my bed. I'm not afraid of the guy on the other side of my front door.
Adam still is.
Well, but that's Adam.
That's why I have my nightlight.
That's Adam. I'm here for you, baby. But it's doubt. Think about it. When you're in a job and you see an advancement come up and you think, I'm probably not good enough for that. Nobody sees you being scared.
Right.
But you limit yourself through our doubts.
Yeah.
Right? She's very attractive. I'm single. She's single. But I'm probably not good enough for her. So we choose to do nothing. What I tell people to do is go one step further. If we're already into doubting things, why don't we doubt the doubt?
Yeah.
Go take that question one step further and saying, I'm not good enough for her. I probably wouldn't be the right one. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
Now, when I ask it that way, now I see what's in front of me that I have to achieve. Why am I not good enough for that job? Well, I would have to do this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
Now I know what I need to do to achieve that goal. Instead of just accepting our doubts, living an empty life of nothingness, right? Doubt the doubt. It's one extra question.
It is.
Yeah.
Instead of settling for whatever it is that you've assumed is going to happen, ask one more question.
Yeah.
What do I need to do? Why wouldn't I be good enough for that position, for that relationship, for that anything? Now, do we succeed every time? No. If life were that easy, we would all be rich, right? I did it. What'd you do? I showed up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. High five, Adam.
Yeah.
We don't win every time.
No.
But we fight every time.
You have to.
Every time. You know why? Because it's worth it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're worth it.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
think your message is incredible, Chad.
It is.
Thank you.
I think how you've grown your business, and I think how you have really taken what you've experienced and turned it into life-changing scenarios for other people, I think is incredible.
That's great,
Thank you.
man.
I really do.
It's not about me.
No, but I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
I don't know if that means much to you at all, but I am. But
Oh,
I
it's like
am.
me write that in my book.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I do have another question for
Yes.
you though. This is something that we ask a lot of people that come on the show. Is And for you, though, it's going to be a lot different because we've had, sorry, Chad, younger people on here that aren't grandpas.
That hurts my feelings.
I'm kidding. But no, but no. So when you decided to take this route, what was that conversation like with your wife? Was that a hard conversation?
No. I am blessed. She says, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. I don't care what you want to do.
Yeah.
Just go do something, right?
Yeah.
We are polar opposites. I've been married almost 26 years.
Congratulations.
We knew each other a month and a half. So we met February 12th.
You got married after a month and a half?
February 12th, we met. April 20, don't get me wrong, Dylan's birthday. Okay, April 12th, married. Yeah, we were less than 45 days and we were married.
Wow.
So
that's insane.
Been married almost 26 years, and I think it's just
you felt hard, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm highly blessed because she has the patience of Job. Everybody know who Job is? Okay.
I do not know Job. What's Job?
Job. Well, let me get the Bible out there. But she has lots of patience.
I was thinking Jobin, like from the movie I Love You, Man. See you, Jobin.
Completely different person. One's about 2,000 years older, maybe, give or take. I don't have the calculator. But yeah, she has lots of patience, and it's necessary because I'm a very complex person, right?
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. I consider myself a soup sandwich, and that's where the gift is, right?
Yeah.
The gift isn't being a robot just going through life. The gift is being whatever that day is. I ask, what's the most important moment in your life? Guys, let me ask you, what's the most important moment in your life?
Having my kids.
That's a great memory. That's correct.
Right. I'd say all mine are usually with like my family.
I get to be real cocky here. The greatest moment in your life is this one.
Oh yeah.
Why is that?
Because we're here.
It's the only one I have any control over, right?
You only got one.
I'm blessed with amazing
YOLO.
memories, and I hope for great things in the future.
Yeah.
But the most important moment in my life is the one where I can make change.
Yeah.
This is the only one that I can make any change in. Only one I have any control over. I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'm guaranteed right now. So you know what that says about you two? You're pretty special. You're the most important moment in my life right now.
That's right.
Awesome, man.
You're honored, man. I can tell. You just started glowing.
And don't forget it, Chad.
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
So, and the reason I asked that question, and like I said, with Rebecca on our previous show and with Diamond on our next show, Diamond has, I want to say she has like 5 kids.
Wow.
But everybody else though has younger kids so far that we're gonna have on the show, and your kids are actually out of school, so
grown up and gone.
Yeah. So for you, it's a different look at how that family life settled into your new beginnings.
Correct. So. I had to work life in reverse, right?
Yeah.
I was a barely graduated high school, started off in a factory where I got my finger cut off. I was working 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, making $8 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Our combined household income was $26,000.
Hold on a second. Hold your finger up again. How'd you do that?
So my second day on the job, I was running a robotic welder, pneumatic fixtures. I think that's what they called them. And so while you're welding on one side, or while you're putting all the pieces into the pneumatic fixture on one side, the other side is robotic arm. It's welding.
How old were you at this time?
Oh, I was 20. We'll say 21.
Okay,
21.
So you're fairly young.
Still a kid,
yeah.
man. I'm still a kid, but I was a very young kid.
Yeah.
At 21, and the buttons to close the pneumatic fixtures are both at your waist. 2 buttons, for safety. Well, I leaned back into this machine. My waist hit both of those buttons while my hand was down in this machine,
no.
and I heard you hear it's when I hear that now, it goes, when the machine closed up, and I instantly yanked my hand out, and my glove stays there, and I'm like, just felt like a little pinch. I'm shaking my hand,
my gosh,
and I can feel blood spraying all over my neck when I'm shaking my hand. I'm like, this can't be good. So I looked down and I pulled it out quick enough to where all the bone was still there. It's just all the meat and fingernail were still in the pneumatic fixture. So I wrapped my finger in my shirt, right? Funny story. I walk into my boss and I'm like, hey, I got a problem. I don't want to stick this bone right in his face. And he says, Chad, I'm busy. What is it? I was like, you asked for it, pal. I stuck that bone right in his face. He's like, oh my God, he's going to throw up. So they take me to the hospital. I'm sitting in the emergency room, and I am hungry, right? Just bones hanging out on my finger. I told my girlfriend, go get me a Pepsi and some M&Ms. I'm hungry. So I'm eating, sucking this whole bag of M&Ms down. The doctor walks in, and I can't tell you what he says. I'll abbreviate. He goes, what the F are you doing?
Yeah.
Eating. I'm hungry. He was like, you got food in your stomach. Now I can't have surgery. So they wrapped this finger. It looked like a huge Q-tip. Because they didn't want that bone to get infected.
Yeah.
So they wrapped it huge, and I had to go home and sleep for the night. And then on the way to the hospital, surgery is at 6 o'clock. My girlfriend takes us by McDonald's and eats McDonald's in front of me. I never liked her. I never liked her. But yeah, they sewed it back on or sewed it back shut, and from that day forward, I've been Mr. Nubby. It's just
That's crazy.
It's fantastic. It's my pointer. I am a left-handed, so it still gets. It's crazy. I used to know how to type somewhat, but when you lose one finger, everything gets stupid. I can no longer, ASDF, JKL, semicolon,
Yeah.
but this finger's like, hey, I'm out. So when you do this.
I thought you were going to tell us, like every time I type words now, I'm always missing a letter.
No, it's ASDF. Or ASD. I have ASD.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's get into Adam's favorite part of the show now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Would you rather?
Oh boy.
I like these.
We didn't role play for these guys. I'm a little nervous. We didn't role play for any of this. What am I talking about?
Saved it for the end.
All right. You ready for the first one?
Let's do it.
Would you rather eat dog food for a week or the hottest peppers for a whole day?
You're asking me or Adam?
We'll go to Adam first and then go to you.
Oh, me first?
Yep.
I'm going dog food.
Dog food.
Dog food. Both
food.
dog food? Why?
I've eaten dog food. It's not so bad, man. It's got all the nutrients.
It's got all the nutrients.
Good for my dog. It's good for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be eating hot
Dump
stuff.
a little water in it. Can I put anything else in the dog food for seasonings?
Sure.
All day long. All day long. I'll make a protein shake.
So you're not a pepper fan then?
No.
No.
There's nothing that's going to mask that pepper stuff.
I like to breathe out of one end. And not both. My stomach's just not. I've got friends, guys at work. Man, these guys are eating hot stuff, and I'm thinking.
But it's one day. It's over. It's over after 24 hours.
What's the most important moment in your life? This one, baby. No torturing for me.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. No
That's
masking
funny.
that. Dog food.
Alrighty. Would you rather? And we might need Adam to clarify this one up for us.
boy.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything about Marvel,
Oh, okay. Awesome.
but he is an expert,
Yes, I am.
almost like Big Bang Theory type of expert
Let's
on
do
it.
it.
So, would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel, and why?
Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
Yeah. First, Adam, can you explain to us the differences between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel has super abilities where she can basically just fly anywhere in the absolute universe. So I'm going with her, first of all. Just cosmic powers.
Yeah.
Just basically just shoot energy, fly anywhere. Almost like Superman, You can just breathe in space. One woman's just like part god. Where she's like super strong and has like a lasso and stuff. So
Chad's
Kind of
like,
into this.
they're both good. They're both great.
Adam, how old are you?
33.
33. So I'm a little bit older than you.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel wasn't around when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was.
Yeah, Captain Marvel was a fairly new
Wonder Woman was around.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
Oh, the old Wonder Woman. Who was the actress that played her?
Gal Gadot.
There you go.
Well, in the newer movies, the older
No,
stuff.
I'm talking about the old.
I don't know.
I can't think of her name.
Wasn't Farrah Fawcett, was it?
No, but I wish it was. Dang it. She is in my mind now. She was Wonder
She was a wonder.
and a woman. But see, I would have to say Wonder Woman for me.
Yeah.
And it's just because I have no idea who this other,
growing up
other
with
person
right,
is.
Yeah.
right.
And
Well, Captain Marvel in the comic books, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but wasn't it a guy?
Yeah, I believe they switched it up a little bit too.
So the newer
there's just
movies
so many
is a
different,
woman. Yeah.
different Captain and Miss Marvel and
Yes. Yeah.
who knows.
So,
Woman.
Wonder Woman for Chad. What are you saying?
I'm gonna go with Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Or
All
Miss
right.
Marvel, whatever the one we picked is that I'm
Yeah.
that I'm thinking of.
All right.
That's what I'm
Sounds
thinking.
good.
Perfect.
Would you rather be always underdressed or always overdressed?
Underdressed.
Yep, I'm going underdressed too.
So you're going to funerals in like flip flops and like in like a swimsuit.
Yep. Better than going in a tuxedo, I guess.
My goal is to always mirror who I'm with, right?
Yeah,
And I live in Wapakoneta,
Right.
I don't live in Manhattan,
Right.
And I try. I'm never above anyone,
Yeah.
and I'm never below anyone,
Right.
But anyone that wants to judge me by where I live, what I drive, or what I wear aren't the people that I want to be with, anyways.
Very true.
So
Very true.
I'll go with underdressed.
Yep.
Underdressed.
Same
I would have to say underdressed as well.
But my goal is to mirror whoever I'm with. So,
Yeah.
depending on where I'm going is what I'm wearing. But if it's a choice, either or the entire life, I'm
So before
underdressed.
Chad goes anywhere, he's always calling the people that he's going with. What are you wearing?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Well, I always try to investigate who I'm going to see. With as much
that's
technology that's out there nowadays,
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
you can have a pretty good idea of who you're going to be going and talking with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And have I flopped? Majorly. Horribly. But you know what? Life has a plan and it always works out.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. Would you rather have BO and not smell it ever, or always smell BO on everyone else?
Well, that's tough. I want everyone else to have BO.
And you want to smell it?
Yep.
Ooh.
That's tough. That's tough.
I'm walking. You're telling me if I walked in right now and you guys are like, hey, nah.
It depends on who I'm around. I mean, if I'm just around you guys, I want to stink, right? Like, gotcha.
Right.
But I mean, that is
Somewhere
tough.
else, I know
That's
you're the
tough.
one stinking.
But are we saying everyone stinks all the time?
Yeah.
Everybody else has BO.
No, I don't want to
but
smell.
you.
Yeah.
It's kind of about me. I'm self-centered, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody
Exactly.
else to smell yours.
It's a big, hey,
That's what I would be.
get used to it. I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I would literally be like, screw everybody else.
You already know I'm in the room, baby.
Yeah.
Smell.
Smell you later.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to switch. No, I'm gonna stick with everybody else. I'm gonna smell everybody else's, but I like yours.
Oh man.
That was good. That was good.
Okay, so have you guys seen the movie The Hangover?
Yeah.
200 times, maybe.
200 times.
Bits and pieces.
If you were a character in The Hangover, which character would you be?
Mike Tyson, every time.
Mike Tyson. That's a good character
He
to be.
was the character. That's good.
What if you had to be one of the guys, one of the main guys?
Oh, the three or four fellows.
Yeah. What
Oh,
is
man,
it,
I'm
four?
horrible with their
Four.
names, though.
Yeah.
Man,
Is he the three main guys going to try to save and
So you had-
find
you
the
had-
one guy on the roof?
So you had the Bachelor. You had
Don't want to be him.
yeah. You had the Should we include what's his name, the Asian guy? Should we include him?
Yeah, what's his name? I want to be that guy.
Yeah, I want to be that guy because I mean he's in every movie with
Yeah,
them.
I was trying
absolutely.
to think what his name is.
And then
He's good
there's
too.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
He was the beard guy. That would probably be me.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Who's cool. I mean, I think
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a great actor.
Then you had Ed Helms.
And Helms.
But he had
The dentist.
Didn't Brad Cooper have relationship issues? And I don't want any of those relationships.
It was more Ed Helms. He's
Yeah,
the one
that
that got
was
his
Ed
tooth
Helms.
pulled
Oh,
and
yeah,
had a.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I could be Bradley Cooper in that, but I
Yeah.
think I'd rather be. And I'm not going to identify him quite as you did. But what? You got to be so careful nowadays.
It's a podcast.
You know?
We can say whatever we want here.
But I mean, he gets out, he jumps on a
of
guy,
Asian descent. I don't.
climbs out of a trunk,
Yeah.
naked,
Yeah.
wrapped,
Yep.
just kicks a guy. And
Yeah, he used to be a doctor. Did you know that?
He's probably still a doctor. He's just making a lot more money.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
If I had to choose the stressful life of a doctor
Yeah.
or be an actor,
Yeah.
now let me see. I'll get back with you on that. I'm 100%
Yeah.
positive.
He did a stand up comedy show that was special on Netflix.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really good.
The only thing, if I was married to my wife, I couldn't be in because the amount of vulgarity that comes out of his mouth. And I think it's hilarious, but
Yeah.
my wife just rolls her eyes and tells me how stupid I am. Yeah.
Just be one more reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Bradley Cooper on
There you go. What about you, Adam?
I'm going Zach.
Yeah.
Just seems too practical and easy for me. Just live my life and just be myself, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much easier than that.
I like it. And he actually does have a
Roofies?
satchel.
I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know it.
What is Roofalin?
I keep waking up and I'm like, are these roofies? Oh, let me try it. Just try it.
He just wakes up every day. It's always new.
Try it again.
You roofied me.
Okay, next one. If you had to choose an Adam Sandler movie to be your life, which Adam Sandler movie are you choosing?
Ooh.
I like that.
That's a great question.
Top of my head, I'm going Happy Gilmore.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, golfing all the time is not a bad.
It sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Sounds great. Or Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. Yeah, Billy
That's a good one.
I feel like Billy Madison
Rich.
fits you, Chad.
He's rich. Got a rich daddy. He's going
Rich
to school.
daddy.
Not so much that, but he gets a do-over, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, he gets to go back to first grade and then flirt with his third grade or fourth grade teacher.
Really?
That'd be awesome.
Past the third grade.
You get a chance to redo it all over again.
That would be pretty cool.
And how cool would it be? It's snack packs. I mean, who doesn't love snack packs?
Yeah.
Right?
His maid loved his snack bags.
Yeah. I mean, so that's. I think that's it for me. Billy Madison.
That's a good one.
All right, guys. That does it for the Would You Rathers. And we had those 2 random questions at the end there. That was fun, though.
Those are awesome.
Now we got some rapid fire questions for Chad here. This is a new segment that Adam came up with.
Okay.
So now a couple of these are the same from last week, but we changed about 5 of them around. So
Should have watched last week's.
all right, are you ready?
Yes.
First thing that comes to mind, all right? Okay. You're on an island.
Okay.
You get one snack. What is it?
One snack. Protein shakes.
Oh,
Okay.
I've got to stay
shaking it
healthy.
up.
Who knows what else is on this island? I got to stay strong, guys.
That's true.
very true. Very true. Yeah, there's no protein on this. Just plants.
Plant-based
They're
protein.
They're plant-based. Yeah, I was about to say.
I went combos. Complete opposite.
Doritos, man, all day long. I have a pot belly. My arms will be this big around.
You know what? I never answer. I'm going to answer these questions with you, Chad, because I have yet to answer the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to answer these with you. And Adam, you jump in too, but you already said
combos.
Combos for you on this one. So for me, a snack on an island, I would go with
Just one.
brownies.
Brownies?
Brownies.
Brownies?
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
Brownies?
Yeah.
Like the cosmic
I'm
brownies?
just a fan of brownies, dude.
But don't they get too sweet to some point? You're like, okay, I'm sick of eating this.
I don't.
My
They
teeth
don't
are
for
going to
me.
rot out of my head. And then
You don't think they're too rich? Like, how are you going to
Bro,
drink
they are-
salt water on an island?
They are
Exactly.
my kryptonite. There's coconuts. There's milk out there.
That's true. That's
He's
true.
going to find some sort of animal he can milk on the island.
So we got brownies,
I will.
combos, protein shakes.
I think we had a good combination.
I think
Great.
so
We
too.
got half the Gilligan
We're-
crew right here.
That's awesome.
All right. Favorite beverage? You first, Chad.
Adult beverage?
Any type of beverage.
Favorite beverage? Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
That was going to be mine. Yoo-hoo or Code Red Mountain Dew.
Yeah? Yeah.
I love Yoo-hoo.
I'm going to go with milk. I'm a milk fan.
So we're all milk.
So I'm
dig
chocolate
milk.
in here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're good then.
Next one is, what is your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Friday.
Yep. I mean, it's the most rewarding because you know that you've given it all you've got.
Yeah.
You're at the end of the day. You're going to have 2 days that'll go extremely fast, but you're going to have as much fun as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It'll. I wish every day was Friday.
Okay, my day is Sunday.
Why is Sunday?
Because that's my wind down day.
Okay.
Your football and drink.
No, just mainly football. No, not mainly football. No, Sunday is a day that I get to be with my family all day.
That's nice.
Because honestly, because you know this, Adam. You may not, Chad, but I work a lot on the weekends sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with filming weddings. Mm-hmm. We're busy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I mean, when Sunday comes around, that's all I got with my kids.
Very cool.
So
Very
unfortunately, this past Sunday I actually had to work. But
You guys, it's me. I'm sorry.
oh, you're good. You're good.
Mine's Friday as well, though, too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. As soon as you get to Friday, you're like, okay, we made it. Let's,
Yeah,
let's
we
enjoy the
made
weekend.
it.
Thank God. TGIF.
All right, next one. Who is your inspiration and why?
Who is my inspiration? That's wow.
A little more profound question.
I would say my mother. I mean, granted, I only knew her until I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
But everything that I was told about her, I mean, I always like to think that she's looking down.
Yeah.
And I always wanted her to be proud of me. Both my parents, all of my parents have now, passed away my stepmother did wind up taking her own life. We didn't really get to that point.
Right.
But a couple of years ago on my son's birthday, she quit fighting. But yeah, my mother, because, she's always with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I carry her with me and I talk to her. People are like, you can't, the deceased can't hear you. How do you know? How do you know to answer that question? So yeah, my mother inspires me to be the best that I can be. She didn't get the opportunity, so I try to live enough life for both of us.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's awesome. Good deal. What about you, Adam?
My dad.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just a great guy. I feel like the guy I came, who I am today is I really learned a lot from him, and he's just a real stand-up, nice guy. I mean, you know him really well. He's super cool.
Yeah.
So I just try to, if I can be as half as him,
And he was next cop. He had to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
Had to deal with a lot.
Police officer for 28 years.
Wow.
So
Tell him I said thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He made it this far, so I mean, thank goodness he's retired now.
He's enjoying the retirement life now.
Living it up.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely my dad.
Yeah.
As well.
Off the record, Treg already told me that I was his inspiration.
Next question.
I was singing the Eagles song on the way in.
You're the meaning in my
I was like, it's okay, just let it sit. Just sit back.
You're the inspiration.
I'm kidding.
That's good though. My inspiration would I think it's a shared inspiration. My kids are my inspiration for one.
Very cool.
Because my expectations for them are really high, and the fact that my expectations for myself are really high for them. So they're my inspiration. They're the reason why I get up in the morning. They're the reason why I do what I do. And my wife. And then my dad and my mother both would be my inspiration on the other end, just because I've seen, and Adam knows this, I had a pretty strict bringing up. I was the oldest. And there was, I feel like there was a lot that was put on me, but I feel like that's what's made me who I am today. I'm very bullheaded. I'm very stubborn, but I get shit done.
Yeah.
So I think that has molded me into what I am today as a business owner.
Very cool.
So
excellent.
That's my answer there for that one.
Oh, as a hero or inspiration?
Yeah.
My hero's my dad, inspiration, mom, and dad. Won't forget you, mom. Love you.
Yeah, sneak that one in there, didn't
Up
we?
here. I'm sorry, Mama. Mom.
All right. Last song you listened to?
Last song I listened to, let me see here. I just listened to it driving here. It was Def Leppard. Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice little wake-up tune.
Yeah.
What did we listen to on the way over here?
We didn't.
You guys just held hands.
Had to get ready. Had to get our minds ready for this
Pre-gaming.
podcast. A little hand holding. That's how we do it.
Yeah, a little handhold pregame.
Oh my god.
Don't forget we skipped out the door too.
Yep.
Something about Debbie Gibson. You guys have no idea who that even is.
No, but in all seriousness, I think the song that we listened to on the way here was a George Michael song. So
Little Faith.
Father figure.
Yeah, I don't know what we're listening to.
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
I think it was.
There we go. Oh, I guess you guys would both have the same answer then.
Yeah. I really can't remember what we're listening to.
Actually, the last song I listened to would have been last night while I was working, and it was a country song, but I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. I can't remember it.
Leanne, no rhymes.
No, I want to say it was Lee Bryce or Lee Bice. I can't remember.
Bryce.
Yeah, Lee Bryce.
Okay.
If I can think of anything from Electric Circus, the last song I heard of them before I left was "No More Tears" by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good song.
My ears are literally still ringing now. Like just thinking, just
To save us the tears.
yeah, hurts.
All right, favorite cake flavor?
Chocolate with triple chocolate.
Triple chocolate.
Yeah. Load me up.
I did actually answer this one last week.
And we'll put some vanilla ice cream in there.
It was red velvet.
Mix it all up. Just mix it all together. It looks like you've already eaten it. And that's when I want to eat it.
Chocolate mountain.
The mountain chocolate with a bunch of vanilla ice cream. And just stir it all up until it's a big paste and then just drink it down.
Drink it down.
Turn into a protein.
That's right.
Go. How about you, Adam?
Mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip.
Ice cream.
Cake flavor?
Yeah, I mean, if they got one, cool.
Like
An
an ice cream cake.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely
Dairy
counts.
Queen all day long.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Nice.
I like it.
Okay, favorite breakfast meat?
Bacon.
Bacon?
With more bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yep.
I'm going to surprise you both right now. You ready for this?
Canadian bacon.
No. Hot dogs.
You're disgusting.
So here's the reason behind it.
Hot dogs? That's a breakfast meat?
It is.
Could have said bologna. Would have been more surprising. Hot dogs? Oh my god!
I'm going to tell you why. So when I grew up, okay, as I was growing up, when I was a kid, I would always go over to my my dad's mom and dad's house, my grandparents, okay, and they are very southern ways.
Sure.
So, but they my breakfast every morning, probably until I was 10, 11, 12 years old, because I stayed with them almost every day throughout the summer and stuff. That was my babysitter throughout the day. Was eggs, biscuits, and fried hot dogs.
So not only was Oscar Mayer having the first name, it was his first meal.
What a great day to start the day.
So, how they would make them? They would my grandpa would cut them up.
It's hot dogs. There's about 2 ways to make them.
Oh, they're so good though. They're so good. And I would still make.
I need this recipe.
I made it once for my wife, and she was just like, I'm really surprised those taste like that. I was like, I told you. So, but how he would make them? He would just, he'd throw some butter in a skillet,
sure,
and he would slice them in half, and then slice them long ways. So you'd have almost four
quarters,
mini sausages or whatever. But it was hot dogs.
That's awesome.
And then you'd fry them up.
Interesting.
The only time I remember having hot dogs for breakfast was high school with the cheesy weenie bagels.
Yeah, and they were
hungover,
and they were and they were really good too with like with biscuits and gravy. You mix those in on it because it just adds to the sausage.
I mean, I've had them, but never for breakfast like that.
No.
Really,
sounds amazing.
Never
More cheesy weenie bagels.
Gravy. Sausage gravy and hot dogs is on the menu today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Grab your juice.
The soup du jour. Hot dogs.
I knew you guys would find that so weird.
I've never breakfast meat. Hot dogs.
Okay, so
Oscar Mayer.
I just came up with a new question real quick. Okay. What is the weirdest food that you feel like other people would think is weird that you eat?
Other than the dog food we answered in the beginning?
It's kind of hard to top dog food.
Yeah.
Weirdest food that I eat.
Like you hear people eat like peanut butter and mayonnaise together.
Yeah, I don't.
My girlfriend likes to eat broccoli with mayonnaise. Like steamed broccoli with mayonnaise on it.
That's weird.
And I'm the weirdo for eating apples with peanut butter.
That's not
she
bad.
says.
That's not bad at all. Apples with peanut butter is delicious.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm the weird one saying, ew, broccoli and mayonnaise.
I don't really eat anything weird per se. I mean, I tell you something, the most disgusting thing that I ever did as far as, I had a protein shake and it was like a cappuccino flavored protein.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Why wouldn't this be heated up? It's cappuccino flavored.
Right.
As soon as it hits like 96 degrees, it tastes like you're drinking vomit. I mean, I'm trying to suck this down because
my God.
My dad used to say that I'm a tightwad. My dad's phrase was, "Son, you're tighter than a bull's ass in fly season." And so I paid for this protein. Yeah. I'm going to drink it. It was the worst. The worst. Don't ever heat a protein shake up. It's designed to be cold. They say cold. They say cold water or milk for a reason. You heat that stuff up, and it literally
sounds like a Harry Potter jelly bean.
I'm like, and I drank it because I had to because I wasn't going to waste a protein shake.
Oh, you think cappuccino should be warm?
It should have been delicious.
I get it.
It was disgusting.
Oh,
but you chugged the whole thing down?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I paid for it.
What a beast.
I paid for this.
I paid my money. I'm
right.
not going to waste.
No way, bro. Ain't no way. If something tastes like gross, I'm out. I'm out. I'm like, what? I have a choice right now, and that's going in the trash.
And by the way, I hate mushrooms.
Yeah.
I can't stand mushrooms.
I don't
Say
either.
shrooms?
I can't stand them. Like if you boil them, I'm gonna get sick. I have to leave the house for like 6
Really?
days because that smell lingers.
So you don't like sautéed portobello mushrooms on a steak?
It's disgusting.
Oh,
The only mushrooms I like is when we get those stuffed mushrooms, and that's about it.
I might be
And that's pushing
happier
it
to
for
go
me.
outside and eat a slug off the sidewalk. Literally, just the smell of that. I'm like, I'll be in a restaurant and I'll look over and I just don't want to look at them because I know that they're eating mushrooms. And as soon as they're fried mushrooms, I was just at Al's Woody's the other day, and great food. But as soon as I saw the crust come off of it, I just saw that wet, soggy. I'm like,
I just wanted to die.
I moved my chair so I didn't have to look at those people. What are you doing to yourself? Anyhow.
so you don't have like a weird combination though that you eat that other people are like, what are you doing?
I eat meat.
Yeah.
Like
He's like, no, I just put on war paint and go to town.
no, I don't really need any other sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, just feed me meat. You know,
Yeah.
I just recently bought a smoker, and like every weekend.
What kind of smoker you got?
A Rectech.
Oh, okay, that's the one with the bull horns on it, right?
It is, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, holds this temp.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at lots of different
I have
smokers.
I have a Green Mountain.
And I've heard it was one of the others that were suggested to me. In another job that I have, I am a business development manager for Frost Roofing here in Walpaquedetta, and my boss has like multiple Rectech smokers. He's like, Chad, you need it for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. Okay, I'm sold. I just need to know where to buy it.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
So we actually had it shipped, and Rectech customer service, second to none. It's a Saturday at 3 in the afternoon.
nice.
I have a question. I call and they answer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was expecting to leave a message.
Yes,
you know?
it's real.
So then I went online later because I'm thinking, I don't want to bother these people. It's like 5:05 in the afternoon. I texted or emailed a question. The phone rings. I'm like, are you for real? You know, I mean,
That's great,
You guys
though.
are
That is
amazing.
good.
That's
so,
awesome.
So because I'm not a cook, I hate to cook.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was my brother either cooked or I died.
Yeah.
So I was too busy. I didn't like to cook. It just wasn't my thing.
So you're
I bought
just
a
now
smoker.
getting into it.
First time ever.
Wow.
Like I can cook.
Wow.
Before running a smoker, I would cook eggs, cheese grits, and bacon. I think that's all I ever cooked my entire life because that was what I was
Maybe some
raised.
Pop-Tarts.
Southern people. Well, if Pop-Tarts, cheese grits, and bacon. So, but running this smoker, it's so easy. I mean, I literally control everything with my phone.
Yeah.
Literally, I turn it on. As long as I don't have
crazy.
the cover on the grill, that would be a bad idea. But
Yeah.
you know, you turn it on, you set the temp, you rub some seasonings on meat, you set it there, and you leave.
Yeah.
And
That's
it takes
awesome.
care of everything. I'm a lazy cook. I do lots of other things, throw tons of energy into it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's going to take me like 7 minutes to eat 4 pounds of food, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to put so much energy. I want it to take 7 minutes to cook, and I want to take
Yeah.
7 minutes to eat. It's a good even Steven, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But the smoker does all the work for me, and then it sends me a text, hey, your meat will be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, 5 degrees left. I'm like, I love this grill.
Right.
awesome.
Right.
That's so cool.
I have become Chef Boyar Rectech.
There you go. There you go. So now
That's cool.
So on the same note though, Adam, you said you don't really have anything weird that you eat then, you think?
That I can think of. I mean, I put ketchup on almost everything.
That's true. I think ketchup and eggs is disgusting.
I
love
like
ketchup and scrambled eggs.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But it has to have hash browns mixed into it too. I'm a mixer. I'm not like
Now,
this
if you
food,
had
this
hash
food.
browns, I'm more. I can do that, but I can't do just eggs and ketchup.
I'll do them separate. I'll do
do that.
ketchup on eggs,
Yeah.
ketchup on a hash brown.
But guess what?
pancakes.
Guess what Adam thinks is.
ketchup on my pancakes.
Guess what Adam thinks is super disgusting though.
What?
Oh, dude.
Lay it on me.
Hey,
Mustard.
Mustard is the devil. Yellow mustard. I know. I don't like it. Like your mushrooms. I don't like it. I don't like it. When you see your mushrooms, I see yellow mustard. I'm like, oh, you eat that? I gotta call them out on their yellow mustard eating. I'm like, bro,
you kidding
you gotta
me?
stop. You gotta stop right now. This is be illegal.
Because I think the most American and most best thing in the world is a brat with sauerkraut and mustard.
I would agree.
I can
All
do
day long.
sauerkraut and ketchup.
You can't eat brats. You can't eat brats without mustard.
Watch
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I don't like mustard at all. It's not good.
said, "Watch me."
Not good at all. I can't
Check
do
this
it.
out.
Gaze into my eyes as I eat this ketchup on this brat.
All right, guys, let's go to the next one here. All right, what is your biggest pet peeve? Crickets.
Lazy people.
Yeah.
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 You know, we live in a society that if we wait long enough, someone else will do it.
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Don't like lazy.
Anymore,
Do
it's
it.
so true.
Just do it. You know, so many of us spend more time complaining about what we're supposed to be doing than just doing it.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, we want to
Exactly.
talk trash on everybody. Can you imagine he's out there doing that?
Yeah.
I can't believe he's doing that.
Yeah.
And then, like, oh, he's done.
Yeah.
What did you do this whole time? I kind of
Judge.
talked about him doing it. You know, I judged him for being productive. Shame on him.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
It just we need to just learn to just do it.
Absolutely.
Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it.
Yep. I agree.
So productivity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna second that with you
Yeah.
on that.
So what do you got, Adam?
Use your turn signals. Simple.
So Adam has road rage
It's
issues.
right there. Just click it up or down. Let me know which way you're going.
That's right.
Pet peeve of mine. Just let me know. It's really easy.
I love
Move it or lose it, sister.
Not going to get carpal tunnel. Just do it.
That was so funny because he was just, it's just like, yeah, like my biggest pet peeve: people not doing anything. Adam, turn signals.
Just turn it up or down. It's so easy. So easy. Yeah, I concur, lazy people or all that stuff, but just use your turn signal. It's so
Yeah.
easy. Thanks.
I would have to agree with you though. That is annoying.
It's
It is
right
annoying.
there.
When Adam's doing 95 down the highway, he doesn't want to worry about somebody getting over in front of him as he's trying to pass. Make up your mind.
All right, favorite movie quote.
I'm your Huckleberry.
That is a good one. Say when.
Say when.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
It's that same, yeah. Same,
Damn, that's a good one.
Or Yippee-ki-yay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Die Hard.
Die Hard is up.
Die Hard.
I tell you what, growing up, Die Hard and Lethal Weapons, man. I think I watched
So that's
all of them.
and that's the biggest thing that comes out every year. I see the question every year: is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
I think it is.
I think it is too.
I think it absolutely
Nakatomi
is.
Plaza. I want to go there, right?
Yeah, and it's a real place. From what I
Nakatomi
hear.
Plaza. Let's just go.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I think
Merry
so.
Christmas.
I'm down. Do
I
some
mean, they
movie
filmed it
quotes.
somewhere.
Whatever that building is, we're going.
That is that tower.
You can go
Hans
during Christmas
Gruber.
time.
Hans Gruber. I'm going to go. Hans Gruber's no longer with us.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But no, yeah, I think it's a Christmas movie. They're all great movies. Even the newer ones are great.
Yeah, I like them all.
So, what about you though, Adam? Favorite movie quote?
Oh man, I got a lot of movie quotes. I
I
don't
know
know if
you
I can
do.
pick my own favorite.
I know.
His "I'll be your Huckleberry" is pretty good.
That is a good one. That is a good
Oh man, there's so many. Life is like a box of chocolates.
That's
Never know what
that's
you're going to get.
funny story about that. My brother, who was probably like 6, 7 years old at the time, me and a couple of my friends, you might have been there actually. I remember we were hanging around and my brother walks up to one of our friends, BJ. He goes, "Hey BJ, don't you know life's like a box of chocolates? You never know what you're going to get." BJ looks down at my brother who's 6, 7 years old at the time and goes, "Yeah, I do. Chocolates, dumbass."
In its simplest form, they're all chocolate.
I always thought that was hilarious.
That is awesome.
All right, last question. What was your worst subject
Wasn't
in high
that 3
school?
questions ago?
Was it? I know. Yeah. What was your worst subject in high school?
Worst subject in high school probably would be history for me.
History?
Yeah. Something that
Why?
required lots of reading. I think if I would have actually been given the amount of time necessary, they would have figured out that I'm ADD, ADHD, all
Yeah.
of the DDDs things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't focus.
Yeah.
And-
Have you seen that video of the guy who's holding a beer, and he looks at the camera and he said, "I don't know what HD is, but the doctor just called and said I got 80 of them bitches."
You know, I had a teacher, Mr. Clifton at Apollo. He actually made history fun, but I struggled. I guess whatever reading. You know, let's
Yeah.
take history back out. Reading. I read one book
Yeah.
through my entire high school years, and that was The Outsiders. I think I was required to read that in like 7th grade, maybe.
Yeah.
But I read The Outsiders. That was the only book that I ever completed
Yeah.
through my entire years of high school.
That was the one with
school and
the
everything.
socias, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And Pony Boy and
Yeah.
you know,
Because the movie had like Matt Dillon and Matt Damon.
the movie
maybe?
ruined it for me
not sure.
because I visualized these guys being big guys. Because our imaginations are amazing, right?
Yeah.
And then you watch a movie and you're like,
But those guys weren't.
not how I predict.
Yeah, but those guys though back in the day though, they weren't big guys for the most part.
No. But our imaginations. Reading a book, I do read books now.
Goes wild.
It's amazing what our imaginations can do.
I agree.
And the problem is, too many of us live there when we're supposed to be living our normal lives, right? So
Anymore though, that's video games for people now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or kids these days.
Oh, not just kids anymore.
No, because actually video games were a big part of our generation. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean those evolved quickly
Very quickly.
as we grew up.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember playing Dreamcast when I was like 10, and then we were on Xbox Ones when we were seniors.
Oh wow! See,
crazy.
I never had any video games, but back then my friends had like Ataris.
Yeah.
And one little joystick up down.
Yeah.
I think it's side to side. I don't know if there was even an up
Yeah.
down back then.
Little button maybe on the
And,
side.
But think about that though. That's 8 years of progress that drastically changed. Now, I mean, from Atari, definitely changed. But for us, it was. I mean, we were right in the thick of that.
I think just going from like an actual
Evolution.
blowing in from an actual to a CD.
I had those.
Yeah, we
To
did.
a CD
yeah.
was
Yeah, the Super Nintendos
was crazy.
The Jaws game.
yeah.
I remember slamming those. I just remember my dad in the background. Quit slamming the damn Nintendo!
Not working.
Boom!
Yeah. I actually experienced that. I never went to the discs. But
Yeah. Yeah, that was a Dreamcast. Yeah, the discs were the Dreamcast.
Very cool.
But yeah, I remember playing Jaws and the duck hunting game.
Oh yeah.
Remember the duck hunting game? That was fun.
Yep.
That was fun.
My first one was a Nintendo, just a regular, like the gray box Nintendo with the Super Mario Brothers and
Yes.
Duck Hunter on it.
I had one of those. Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
And Super Nintendo actually was the first one because they started the interactive games where with the duck hunting you actually could get the gun
Yeah.
that would plug in. You could actually shoot at the TV.
Yep.
And then they also had the wheel where you could do the driving.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like futuristic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
at
really
that time-
was.
Well, I was probably, I was 4 or 5 at the time
Wow.
when Nintendo was a big thing. Super
Yeah.
Nintendo was like a couple years later, but
Yeah.
Nintendo was the
Couple
big
of
one then.
youngins here hanging out
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
Little whippersnappers.
But to think though back then we high school year and how much that evolved over
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's a small time period, I feel.
It is.
A lot.
For those graphics and for that system to just
Really take off. And
dude, that went from easily Chad, I don't know. I would assume though that probably went easily from like a couple $1 million business to a
Oh, absolutely.
almost either multi-million or billion
Yeah.
dollar
Yeah. Yeah.
industry within those 8 years.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I would agree.
That's insane.
That is.
Well, hey, that wraps it up, guys,
crazy.
though, for us for episode 3 here with Upshift with Chad Dunlap. Chad, thank you for coming on the
Yeah,
podcast.
thanks,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
It was a good
Appreciate it.
time.
Really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Good stuff.
having you. Love to have you on again if you would.
Sounds great. Just say
So,
what.
Please.
absolutely.
Get
So,
a hold of my people.
if you need to get a hold of Chad,
Our people will contact your people.
here's his email right here. You can check that out for if you want to book Chad to come speak with you.
Absolutely.
Speak with your team or speak with your school or your industry, whichever it may be.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please do.
Yeah, he offers a lot of good experience, and I think he really does change people's lives in the way that he speaks and the way that he articulates how to get across to people. So
Good stuff.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
absolutely.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you for being
we will
here.
see you guys next Monday. We will be with Diamond in the Rough Long, the UFC fighter.
Can't wait to check that out.
Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok. Social guys.
Absolutely. We'll see you later, guys.
See ya.